Okay. So BOLI. So this is bank-owned life insurance. So the reason why, so 1965, right? They created this designation called BOLI. Why? Because life insurance the banks were buying so much life insurance on their balance sheets and on their like just their financial statements. They look like insurance companies unto themselves. And so banks for many, many centuries have been using this little known secret to build wealth. And this is literally life insurance, right? Properly structured whole life insurance. Not IULs. Those products didn't exist. I know a lot of times you may or may not know, but um, yeah, IULs, ULs, we're not talking about those products. We're talking permanent life insurance, whole life. And so banks for years have been using this. Is where, they store their tier one capital, right? Tier one capital is what they have to keep in reserves that they can't touch. It's how they hire their CEOs, their vice presidents. They use it to attract talent, right? To formulate their like benefit package and things of that nature. If they want to expand a branch, they store their cash in life insurance policies and whole life policies, which I find it kind of odd. A bank that has money, when they make money, they don't keep their money in their own bank. They put their money in whole life insurance, right? So just some things that make you go, hmm. Next
So,
slide. Go
so
ahead, sorry.
the one thing I wanted to add to that, and why they put the money in there, as she said, for uh, growing the company, growing their branches. When you have a whole life policy with cash value, you can take that as collateral to an entity and say, hey, I have this amount of cash value, really and truly. So now it's added to your asset side of your balance sheet instead of your liability or not being there, being invisible. The other good thing about whole life policies with cash value is it is invisible to creditors, debtors, all of it. It is completely invisible. So it helps and it doesn't hurt when it comes to that.
Yep. And so this was just underscoring a point where banks store their cash. So this is as of like 2018, this data though. But this is what banks have. They're the biggest buyers of life insurance, right? Citi, Chase Bank, and Wells Fargo, and Bank of America. And I find I'll pick on Citigroup because you see Citi has at this time $6.6 billion worth of cash value of life insurance, and at the same time they also have what you call, I'm going to pick on them, but what is the travelers group, what is the Primerica. Now Primerica only sells term, and I find it very odd that they don't even believe in whole life insurance. However, their parent company Citi does have a ton of BOLI on their balance sheets, right? Just wanted to point it out. But anyway, next slide. And so this picture here, if you get it, don't worry about, don't get caught up in the numbers, but just look at, so you have here the saver, the banker, and the borrower, right? And so as you can see, so this was taken from the borrower report in 2017, 2018. And so Bank of America had about almost 100 billion deposits. That's wild. 900, we'll just estimate just 900 billion in deposits, right? So remember, we put our money in the bank. Bank of America is like, they got a 900 billion in deposits that they could lend out, and that's exactly what they've done. And so what you see here, they took 3.1 million and turned it into 4.9 billion, right? And how did they do that? They did that by, just selling car loans and other kind of loans and things of that nature. And so they made a spread. That spread here was about, 16% or 1,600 spread. So just don't get confused about numbers, but just if you look at just in general what they done, they took deposits and made those deposits make money, and they took that profit and they putting it into insurance policies. So next slide. I know we just in terms of time, but
Yeah, we getting down there, but I wanna add something,
mhm,
right? So you have the saver, the banker, and the borrower, and it's important to understand that there's a place for all of those and all of them, and who do you want to be? I know in the good book it says, "I will be the borrower and not the lender." So
amen.
we are trying to make it to where we are
The lender.
situated where we become the lender or a private money lender. for those in real estate. That's part three of this series, but so that we can provide funding to folks so that we can continue to build generational wealth. My thing is building generational wealth.
Yes.